Hello everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. You know, when I look out at the news today, or when I read a newspaper, there's no doubt that there's so much sadness that's taking place in our world. We see a tremendous amount of division taking place in our world right now. We see the left fighting against the right fighting against the left. We see issues of differences amongst the vaccine, to get vaccinated or to not get vaccinated. And then we look out at the world that's suffering so greatly, where we're hearing about thousands and thousands of people that are dying every day simply for their own faith. We hear how every 13 seconds, someone in this world, a child in this world, is dying of hunger. We see how over 50% of all marriages are ending up in divorce. And for many of us, we may be saying, well, I see all this sadness in the world, I see all these struggles, but I've got my own problems. I don't have the time to deal with those issues. But we have to realize, church family, that when God put us on this earth, when we became Christians, He tells us that one of the hallmarks of being a Christian is being a witness of His love, His peace, of His light. How do we become a witness in this world? We become a witness by making a difference. That's what's so extraordinary about St. John the Divine. Did you know that almost 10% of our budget goes to alleviating the pain and the hurt that we see in this world today? Did you realize that we're giving to the battered women's groups, that we're providing support to priests in Africa, that we're providing support and needs to those that are struggling throughout the world right now? Your financial gifts help us to be a witness into this world. And I'm calling on you. We've been blessed with so much. We've opened up our new campus with a very little debt because God has blessed us so much. But He's blessed us again to be a blessing by making a difference. So what I want to encourage you to do is, as you're listening to me right now, I simply just want you to pray this prayer right now. And that is, God, search my soul for how I need to make that difference. Lord, search my soul so that I can help to make a difference in this world. I know that I'm on this earth, not just simply just to exist, but to make a difference. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to get involved. Whether you're brand new at St. John the Divine or you've been at this church for many, many years, we need people to help us to make a difference in this world. We need your gifts, your talents, all of which that God has put on the inside of you, to use them to make a difference outside the walls of this church. So take a moment, go on our website at stjohnthedivine.com, look at all those ministries that are there, and look at where your gifts can be served the best. And then number 3 is give a financial gift. You know, the Bible tells us, it gives us a template. It says 10% of whatever you get every single year that God blesses us with, that we're called to give back. I know that's hard. I realize that that's a very difficult thing. But God encourages us to do that. Why? Because He wants us to see what kind of relationship we truly have with Him. You see, it's one thing to talk about being a Christian. It's another thing to actually show it. This is just one way that we show our faith, just like we're going out there and making a difference in the world. So I'm encouraging you, after you've prayed, after you've gotten involved, is to give a financial gift to this community so that we can help be a light in this world and to make a difference in this world. We need you, church family. And for this reason, I'm asking you to pray, make a difference, so that we can all be God's witnesses in this world. Thank you so much.
Being a member of St. John the Divine has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. I count 2 as being the most. My husband, Deacon Michael, who's left us, and him bringing me to the Orthodox faith. This church is my family. It's my home. It's my peaceful place. It's where I come to feel closest to God. We have to give what we can. We have so many blessings. Anything we give, if I had more, I would give it. Anything we give is a gift. It's a gift from God. He gave it to us first. We need to give back. 10%, this is what the Bible says. This is what we're supposed to give. We can't all do that. Sometimes it's very difficult. Give your time, but give. Give everything you can. It all comes back to you. And we touch so many people with everything we give.
Being part of St. John the Divine to us is being part of a spiritual home where we go and experience the true presence of God through worship. It's also a haven where we get to escape from the world and the noise of the world, which we know can be deafening. We get to center ourselves, self-reflect, hear an encouraging word, and take that message into the world and try to put it into action.
You know, one of the things I love most about our church community is the ministries that we have. There's so many that can involve just about anybody, from the young kids all the way to the seniors. Really giving an opportunity for people to immerse themselves and get involved in the church, not just showing up on Sunday, but becoming a Christian in action and putting their faith into works. And I absolutely love the fact that we have a venue for everyone.
I believe that everything that we have belongs to God, and not just monetary possessions, but our skills and our talents and our traits that God has blessed us with. And therefore, I feel like we have to give that back to Him. And we do so in serving God and serving His people and His church by giving back of our time, of our finances. And it's not always easy. It's sometimes challenging to give of yourself, whether it was of your time, of your monetary gifts. But it's such a beautiful act of love and faith, and it's something that we have to do and pass on to our children as well.
We're newer to the community, and having grown up in the Orthodox Church and been in multiple cities, this is literally the first church that I feel we've been to that actually practices what they preach, not only helping members of their parish, but extending that out to the community. And they really expand their ministries to involve everyone and help where they can. And that's been gratifying and frankly just exhilarating for a family that has never really experienced that before. The campus is fantastic. I mean, look around. Right now in this church, you see white walls everywhere. Soon, those walls will be filled with icons that will tell the story of Jesus from His birth all the way to His resurrection. And when you walk into this chapel, you will be immersed in the Bible. And that's one aspect of this campus that's remarkable.
Yeah, it's tough to put words behind what the church means to us. I grew up going here, and the church has been there for us through our most traumatic times, some of our greatest times, weddings, baptisms, and it just is a staple in our lives. It's where we come to be healed. It's ultimately a hospital for us, and it's tough to put words behind what it ultimately means. The ministries there are just so many opportunities. It's like a kid in a candy shop when you come to a church that's able to offer so much. So many places to get plugged in and things to get involved with. There's things ranging from the homeless ministries to the young adults group, to all different sorts and types. And I think it ultimately just engages everyone that comes here. It's not show up and leave on a Sunday. It's come back and develop some of the closest and most tight-knit friendships you're ever going to have. Yeah, I think stewardship is tough. I think ultimately one of the most inspiring things I've heard that I think I'm still digesting is that God doesn't want our leftovers. He ultimately wants our first fruits and our best, whether that's our time, our energy, or our financial gifts that are ultimately from Him. So just trying to remember that every day and give back and really provide for the community that's provided so much for us so that it can continue to support those that truly need it in their lives.
We've all been called to make a difference in our church, in our community, and in our world. One way to do that is by being a compassionate steward. God has given each of us a gift, whether it's the gift of being a good administrator, good at finances, or maybe even being good behind the scenes. He has given each of us a gift so that one day we could give back to Him and His church. Stewardship is one of those ways to do that. It's a combination of giving time, talent, and treasure, and trust me, God knows. He knows how much time we have to give. He knows if our talents can help the church, and He knows how much we can give back because it's because of His grace we have what we have. So I encourage each of you today, reach out to your church, be a compassionate steward, get involved in the ministries, get involved in changing the world, and make a difference.